2 years ago, a season where Dartmouth hadn't won an Ivy League game in 7 years and Princeton was on their way to the Final Four, Dartmouth had a lead early in the fourth quarter. 2 Princeton possessions, 2 Princeton turnovers as Dartmouth looks to get on the scoreboard first. Peter Lupino with the dodge. Passes across, kick save. Gianfrancaro may have gotten the pipe, but it'll reset with a 60-second shot clock for Dartmouth. Really, since taking over as the starter early last season, he's been as good as anyone in the country. Shot turned aside, second early save by the senior netminder for the Tigers. Talked about the youth on offense for Princeton. Their defense, they've got 2 juniors and a sophomore in Cooper Kissler. Here's Gianfrancaro. He tiptoes across midfield. Gianfrancaro's going to go. He fires and it's saved. And now the net wide open for the Big Green. Moving quickly and intercepted by Mulshine.
A huge interception by Mulshine, bailing out Gianfrancaro. Great quickness by Dunphy. We'll see if he takes the short stick here, and he does.
Through Stanich, skip pass through traffic. Kabiri turned aside by Morrell.
Both goalies playing well so far. Should be higher, but just not a great performance 2 weeks ago on their home turf by the Princeton Tigers.
Here's Paradine, loses his footing, draws the double. Tigers trying to lash at it as that's knocked away from behind by Crowley, one of their poles. And now a Dartmouth turnover. Princeton spins it back into the offensive end. Turnovers have been the name of the game today. 3 for each team as we're scoreless at the midway point of the opening quarter here in Princeton. This is the Tigers team coming in, scoring nearly 13 goals per game. Another save by Morrell. Nate Davis, the senior captain out of Bronxville High School. Trying to work around Cooper Kissler, the sophomore from California, out in front, no angle, some contact. Ball rolls out of play, and they're going to say that Dartmouth stepped in the crease, so it'll go back to the Tiger. He's got a younger brother who's a freshman for the Tigers, but he's running with the second midfield alongside Dunphy and Stanich. Here's Kramer, fires. Stick side low, save made, 4th of the day for Mason Morrell. Shoot.
Yeah, the season moves fast. It's hard to believe it's already the midway point, so you can move your chess pieces around a little bit, but at some point you've got to commit to a combination and let that chemistry develop.
Tigers will get another crack at it. Princeton 4 shots. They've all been saved by Mason Morrell, who came in with a .474 save percentage. And the Tigers finally get on the scoreboard. 1-0 Princeton. Just shy of the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter.
Take another look. Mackesy, known for shooting with his left hand, so a lot of times the defense will let him take it with the right. They dare him, and he answers the dare with a snipe right underneath the crossbar.
Nobody's done that for Princeton since Zach Currier in the 2017 Ivy League tournament. Pretty good company.
You talk about Zach Currier, you're talking about one of the greatest players on the planet.
Coulter Mackesy attacking from the midfield, loses his footing, spun in by Burns wide.
Burns would love to have that one back. Looked like it got to him a bit quickly, may not have known just how open he was on the crease.
Out in front, they feed Burns, and he scores.
Take another look here.
So that's Kabiri on the wraparound.
Kabiri barely needed to get an inch above goal line extended, and he's able to sneak it past Morrell.
Coulter Mackesy on the restart. Up to Stanich. Out there with the second midfield. Stanich short stick matchup for the big lefty. On the doorstep, turn and a jump shot by Burns. Colin Burns with his 15th of the season, 3 in a row by the Tigers.
And that's a shot that's so hard to save if you're a goalie. Burns' back is to the goal. The defender comes in and screens the goaltender a bit. It's really hard to track the stick and the ball.
We were scoreless past the midway point here in the first quarter, and then 3 straight goals by the Tigers. Mackesy, Kabiri, and Burns. Tigers nearly jumped that pass, and now an odd man situation the other way for Dartmouth. Shot on the move, stick side high from Quinn Moore. Another one of those talented freshmen. Here's Cooper Miller. He's one of the fastest players on the team. He fires in transition, and Morrell makes the save.
Great aggressive save by Morrell.
And for Princeton, the story early was those 3 early turnovers on their first 3 possessions. They haven't coughed the ball up since.
Well, once they started having face-offs, right, that's when they started to be able to go on a run because Andrew McMeekin is winning face-offs. They're going to have to start from that corner.
Henry Bonney, the senior from San Francisco. Doesn't have the angle, turned aside. Gianfrancaro on a hop, scooped up by Kelly. He loses it. Ball pops up behind the back, whirlybird. Colin McGill for the first Dartmouth goal. There's a lot to like about that play by the junior.
Dartmouth gets the shot off right as the shot clock was going to expire. Good pressure on the ride to force a loose ball. McGill with a little twirl, a highlight to have his another goal, and that's a goal in 24 straight games.
Connor McGill caused turnover, ground ball behind the back finish.
So from no stats on the sheet, pretty much all of them you could have as an offensive player. If he gets an assist quickly, he'll load the stat sheet.
24 straight games for the junior out of Devon, Pennsylvania. Colin McGill and the Tigers answer at the other end. 4th straight by the face-off man. That's Andrew McMeekin.
Feel like we're talking about McMeekin a lot, but it gives you a lot of reason to do so. Right when Dartmouth gets on the board and in highlight fashion, McMeekin answers right back.
4-1 Tigers, 4 goals by 4 different scorers. Tucker Wade to Cameron, now Kabiri turned aside, ball knocked away, loose out in front, a push. And no whistle, it'll go back to the big green. Against the short stick freshman Cooper Miller, here's Paradine, comes above goal line extended. His pass out to the midfield, knifed down by the Tigers. It'll stay with the big green though. Tyler Ford out in front.
Princeton defense, that's why they teach you. The minute you start playing defense in youth lacrosse, sticks up in the passing lane and good things will happen.
Nate Davis turns the corner, uses the turf, and makes it a 4-2 contest. 12th goal of the season by the senior from Bronxville, New York.
Absolutely textbook. Straight line, get to 6 and 6 above goal line extended. Use the turf to your advantage. Perfect placement. Couldn't have taught it any better. Those hands and those elbows, you gotta not extend that up into the head.
Kabiri with a short stick matchup, already with a goal today. Working through Burns at X. Out in front, the cutter, that's Tucker Wade, the freshman with the goal. All 3 freshmen starting on offense have found the back of the net today.
Can't wait to see the replay because I would love to know how Tucker Wade was able to catch that, keep control, and finish with the stick in his right hand inside. Beautiful job, a risky pass, a great stick check by Dartmouth, but Wade says you gotta be stronger than that, powers through it for his 7th goal of the season. Mackesy with a short stick matchup. See if he tries to get the ball back and sweep with that left hand again. And not switching to get a long pull on him.
Dunphy to Mackesy, save by Morrell. That's his 9th already in the first half. Tommy Barnes checks in on the man up alongside Braden Saris, number 36. Through Saris. There's the low shot by Kabiri, and the Tigers have the man up goal to make it 6-2.
Going to need to update that graphic soon. He is just making his way up that freshman goal scoring list. Take another look. Just too much time and room for a prolific outside shooter. Low to low, Princeton goes up 6-2.
Princeton this year bringing in the number 1 ranked recruiting class in the country, and we've seen them on display today. Those 3 top 25 freshmen on offense have all scored. Burns, Kabiri, and Wade. And the Tigers, after that man-up tally, try to go right back to the well, but Palumbo turned aside by Morrell.
Behind it from outside.
Lapena gives it up, gets it back. Penalty about to expire. Bouncer right into the stick of Gianfrancaro. So quickly back up, misses Marquez White. And it's collected by the Big Green, but knocked away on the ride by Mackesy. Crowley had a shot at it, but here comes Dartmouth. Peeks back at the shot clock, still has 35 to work with. Davis is going to go, gets above goal line extended, tries to beat Gianfrancaro low, and he makes his 8th save.
Took, along with Lars Tiffany, the Brown Bears to that Final Four run. Seems like yesterday, but was a while ago as I aged myself. That hasn't been called tight for quite some time.
Emmett Paradine, the reigning Ivy League Rookie of the Year, he's bodied up. Now Davis tries the bouncer. Gianfrancaro lost it for a second, but still able to corral. Mackesy had the lane, lost his footing, drew the slide.
Short stick matchup again. Dartmouth is going to try and switch.
Tigers counter by cycling, kicked aside by Morrell. It'll stay with the Tigers. 4 of them by freshmen, 1 by their face-off man, the sophomore McMeekin, and then 1 by this man, Coulter Mackesy. One-on-one matchup, Thomas Gogan, the sophomore, flag comes in, a huge hit. So they'll get Thomas Gogan for the hold. The sophomore from Western Massachusetts will head out, and the Tigers will go man up where they've already scored once today. Braden Saris on the man up, out in front. That's Tommy Barnes on the feed from Palumbo. Tigers have their largest lead of the day at 7-2.
Quick work on the man up by the Princeton Tigers as we take another look. Dartmouth defense just caught ball watching a bit, unable to replace the defender in the crease.
It was 3-0 Princeton out of the gate, and then a highlight reel behind the back goal by Colin McGill on just a tremendous individual effort. Got Dartmouth on the board. Tigers, though, will run in the second quarter, and Princeton causing the turnover. Kistler behind the back feed. Here comes Coulter Mackesy. Below his man, fires and scores. Broke a stick in the process, and the Tigers have a 6-goal lead.
What a job. What a transition opportunity and execution by the Tigers. It starts with a brilliant behind-the-back pass. And Mackesy, how about using the body, initiating contact, keeps the stick in the right hand, and finishes.
Push below goal line extended. Pace Billings draped on him out in front. The shot right as the buzzer hits, saved by Gianfrancaro. Tigers have to hurry, 10 on the shot clock. Coulter Mackesy with a head of steam. He's a lefty, draws the short stick. Gets it on the left hand. Tough angle out in front for Burns. What a save by Morrell. My goodness.
And absolutely stonewall that shot.
13 saves by the junior from Atlanta, making his 4th start of the season. Here's Burns, point blank. He stopped him again. Give him 14. Gone more than 16 minutes since their last goal. It came at the 10:42 mark in the second quarter. The Tigers, meanwhile, have scored 4 straight. Here's an opportunity and a save made by Gianfrancaro. And Dartmouth stepped in the crease. String of road games they played. They were home against Cornell. They've played 5 of their last 6 on the road. Out in front, the dive with the flag. That's Mackesy, and the goal. See if it counts. Goal counts. Coulter Mackesy's 2nd of the day.
Great job by Mackesy, dodging, getting above goal line extended. Right, so kind of they are right where the averages say they should be, and the Ivy League play will be the telltale of how their season ends.
Jackson Kane with his first shot on the man up, which just expired, so Princeton now 2 for 3 with the extra man today.
Good movement inside by the Big Green. Want to see them find McGill a little bit more again, standing at 6'3". Oh, Davis wraps around again, unable to beat Gianfrancaro, but a tremendous take.
Coulter Mackesy has a hat trick. He's got 3 of the Tigers' 9, and Kabiri's got Dartmouth hung up.
Kabiri thought for a second he might take it himself. What a move by Cameron to get free.
Friendly bounce for the Tigers, right back to Kabiri, out in front to his high school teammate Burns to make it 10-2 Princeton. If you're Dartmouth and you get away with that once, you feel pretty good. You're not going to get away with that twice.
No, and it also was a quick reset because Kabiri got the quick rebound. Palumbo cut to the left, so Dartmouth goes that way, and then behind the head of the defender goes Burns. Great movement inside the crease by Palumbo, complemented by Burns. Burns able to finish. You know, I think we draw a lot of kind of football comparisons in lacrosse, and if Bob Serace needed a football player that could play I don't know how many positions, Andrew McMeekin's probably a good candidate.
Pass out in front, threw it behind the intended target, Tyler Ford, who's getting some run in the midfield. Venturola with possession, keeps it on the offensive side before heading out to the sideline. Unsettled situation, and save number 13 for Gian Fracaro. 6 straight by the Tigers. They've held Dartmouth scoreless for more than 22 minutes. Coulter Mackesy looking for his 4th of the day, misfires high. Possession awarded to the Tigers.
Another good race. Definitely deserves a look for Ivy League Defensive Player of the Week.
Here's Burns up top. Tigers have been very patient since they've gotten the lead. They jumped out to a 3-0 advantage, and there's the first of the day for Cameron. Working the shot clock, and for the Tigers, they have their largest lead of the day at 11-2. That's 7 straight by Matt Madelon's squad. Dartmouth trying to get one back. After that Tuesday game against Lehigh, the Tigers off until they travel to Brown on the 13th. Another bounce shot from Davis, and Quinn Kramer, John Dunphy, Tommy Barnes, or actually Lucas Stannett. That's that second midfield line.
Stannett really tall at midfield and can let it fly.
The big senior lefty firing it downhill for the Tigers' 8th consecutive goal. Using all of that 6'4" frame for his 2nd of the season.
Yeah, right on cue. Not too much to it, but a short stick matchup for a very offensive-minded midfielder in Stannett, who's had some experience at attack. Lets it go with the left hand, well-placed off stick. You know, you don't know how that's going to play out when those players that had tremendous high school careers, tremendous summer league careers, actually take their game to the Division I level.
Stannett sets up Kramer, and he goes top shelf. How about the midfield here in the second half?
Strutting their stuff. Unbelievable catch and release. Drops the stick, and just as fast as that ball was on the floor, it was on the ceiling. Unbelievable job by Kramer. Washington, Colorado. I mean, it's been a tremendous, tremendous effort really by just the lacrosse world and the lacrosse industry in spreading this game, and the talent is everywhere.
Tucker Wade has another one for Princeton as a flag flies, and he got hit hard.
The goal will count, and Tucker Wade does get to his feet, but he's going to definitely come off the field and take another look.
2nd of the day by the freshman. Across the back of the cage, Palumbo up top, Kabiri quickly over to Mackesy. Through Saris, they were looking for Kane on the doorstep. Skip pass through traffic, and you're not going to stop number 91 when he has time and space.
All the time in the world. Dartmouth down a defender. Princeton makes them pay. 4th of the day for Mackesy, and this is what he's known for. The shot from the outside with the left hand gives Princeton a huge 13-goal lead with under 8 to go in the 4th.
Tommy Barnes trying to roll inside, short stick matchup. Barnes had a man-up goal in the first half. Puts it on the right side, stick side high, and that tacks onto the career high for Mason Morrell. Final 5.5 minutes here on a gorgeous Saturday. A little bit chilly, a little bit breezy, but the sun is out and the crowd has been fantastic. And Dartmouth finally back on the board. It's Henry Bonney with the downhill dodge. For the Big Green, their first goal in over 35 minutes. It's 15-3.
Great job by Bonney running downhill and testing Croddick, who comes in a bit cold, in for Gianfrancaro, unable to stop that one. Dartmouth, no game is an easy one, although Princeton today is going to end up with a lopsided win. But Dartmouth moving in the right direction under Sean Kerwin's leadership.
Ryan Croddick makes the save. That was Bonney bidding for his second straight goal after that long scoring drought. All skills that translate onto the lacrosse field.
They do. It's that hand-eye coordination. Can never go wrong. Timing.
Talked about it for years with a lot of the Canadians, that Culver connection for the Tigers, and how good those guys were in the midfield when the ball was down on the turf. 2 each by those 3 starters on offense, the first-year players, Burns, Kabiri, and Wade. Marino can't get the hands free. Dartmouth takes it away and comes back downfield. Eli Goldstein leading the charge, fires top shelf and scores in transition. A late bright spot for Dartmouth as they've gotten back on the scoring sheet here in the fourth quarter.
Quick feet by Goldstein to get the transition started and a quick release to finish. Beautiful shot with how he's performed recently.
About a 1-minute difference between the shot and the game clocks here in the fourth quarter, and an athletic goal by Elliott Fee. First career goal for the freshman out of Portland, Oregon and Grant High School. So a couple of bright spots late as 2 Big Green players notching their first career tallies here against the Tigers.
Yeah, you love to see that if you're the Dartmouth.
Over to Lucas Stanek, trying to roll around the screen from Bear Lokshin, one of the senior captains. Here's Lokshin, gets the hands free, tries to go low, and he's turned aside. And Madelon unloading the bench here. Bear Lokshin, let's see if they can get him another look. 15-5 Tigers, 8 seconds to go. He's going to sit on this one, and the Tigers use an 11-0 run in a 36-minute, 20-second Dartmouth scoreless drought on their way to a 15-5 victory to improve to 2-1 in the Ivy League.